Podcast with Halsey Allen. The Narrative Podcast is changing the narrative one episode at
a time. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Narrative Podcast. I'm your host, Halsey Allen. Welcome all my narrators. Welcome everyone new to the podcast and just now tuning in. This is a live edition of the Narrative Podcast. Before I go, oh Jesus, my bad for that sound effect. Before I go any further, I would just like to state apology in advance. This site is monetized, so although I'm broadcasting live, when I reshare it on all my platforms, you will hear ad rolls. So I'm just getting that out the way now. And now I'm going to break it down for new listeners what I do here. So the name of the podcast is called The Narrative Podcast. And I call it The Narrative Podcast for a reason. I feel I need to change the narrative, how original people are viewed and original culture is viewed. My tagline is changing the narrative one episode at a time by destroying negative original people stereotypes. Negative original people stereotypes. Now, my tagline was originally changing the narrative one episode at a time by destroying negative Black stereotypes, but I believe in the power of words on my platform, so I'm trying to get Black out of my vocabulary, because Black, by definition, is symbolizes death in the end of things, and we are not dead people, and we are definitely not at our end by any means. So I've replaced Black on my platform with original people. So every time I say original people, original man, or original woman, I mean Black. And it's more befitting to us than African American and any other moniker they come up with for us. I mean, original people kind of says it all, because we can all trace our lineage back to Africa, but we are all different. And in terms of, especially over here in America, some of us was already originally here, while others came on slave ships. But I digress from that. Back to what my podcast is about. I'm basically just providing positive frames of reference about original people and original culture, original people's culture, to deflect and diffuse the negative stereotypes that's being reinforced about our people and our culture. They do this for a reason. They don't want us to see positive images and have positive examples of our people. They don't want to play up our accomplishments. They want to marginalize everything we do and just play up all the negative. They do it for a reason. Long answer is, systemic racism. Short answer is it's basically psychological warfare. So they're not only programming our minds, but they're programming the minds of everybody outside of our culture to view us in a certain way. And this perception of how we're viewed, in turn rewards them with money, revenue. It's $1 billion industry depicting us in a certain light. So all the negative stereotypes, all these negative stigmas, it's more than just, institutionalized and individual racism. This is like, it's some capitalism at the core of it also. So they do it, so they can maintain a stronghold of the resources by making us appear like we are, a drain on the resources and we don't contribute to humanity, that we don't have any redeeming, characteristics or attributes about us, that all we do is, we're lazy and we like to fight amongst ourselves. They hypercriminalize our men, they hypersexualize our women. And so I just wanted to create a platform where I'm celebrating our accomplishments and, highlighting and showcasing us at our best instead of always, getting depicted at our worst. So that's what the narrative podcast is, pretty much in a nutshell. I have a format for a regular broadcast day, but today is a live broadcast today. And what I tend to do on live broadcast days is I just share positive articles that I come across and deliver commentary on anything going on around in the world. So I'm gonna do that, and then before I close out, I'll do a rundown of my format for the new listeners, and then plug anything I got going on. So yeah, get ready. About to dive into these articles, but before I do that, I want to send a very special, give a special round of applause for this sister, Cheryl Lee Ralph, on her, what is it? What did she get nominated for? Let me see. I was supposed to have all that ready, but like I said, this is live, so I just kind of found out about that. Just a second, people. Okay, on her Emmy nomination. Big, huge deal. She deserves it. She actually deserves the win. If you ask me, it's like 3 decades behind. Amazing actress. She's been acting since the early 1970s. And, she literally has hits in every era from 70s up until now. So, yeah, that's quite a remarkable accomplishment. She just went viral for her reaction to receiving the Emmy nomination. Now, what I'm about to say might sound like a double-handed compliment, but I'm going to just say, although, I'm happy for her that she got the nomination, I don't really, think there's nothing to get super that jazzed up about, because those awards are not for us. They show us time and time again what they think of us, and they prove time and time again what they think of us. So although she is a great actress, the Emmys it's not for us. And I know with the craft of acting, that's like one of the highest honors you can get. So I can get her adulation. And like I said, I'm happy for the sister, but it's really not for us. But I hope she wins, and she should win. So, another thing I also say on my platform, we don't want inclusion. We don't want to, we don't want to have a seat at your table. So what you think of us is irrelevant. We know what we are, and y'all know it too. But anyway, didn't mean to veer that far off putting. I'm going to end it on a positive note, give a warm round of applause for Sister Cheryl Lee Ralph getting nominated for a Grammy. So my first article reads, Black father and son launch camp to teach literacy and investing. So the founder's name is Kevin Chisholm. He's the president of Black Wall Street Consultation Services. He teamed up with his son, his 13-year-old son, Kamari, to launch an online summer camp that teaches young original people. The article says African American, but I already told you on my platform, young original people, young original teens to invest. It's sponsored through a nonprofit called Junior Wall Street Incorporated. The qualifications are students must be between the ages of 12 and 22, have internet access, 2 weeks. The camp runs for about 2 weeks. Cost of the camp is $300 to $325, depending on what package you get. And if you cannot afford that, they got you. They also offer a scholarship. To get a scholarship, you go to donorbox.org. And, if you want to know anything more else, I got a couple more things. They're running classes from July 11th, which already happened, so you missed that one, July to July 22nd, 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard. And then July 25th to August 5th, so you'll be in time for this one if you register. July 25th to August 5th, 10:30 or 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They take 1 hour intermissions, so like a 1 hour lunch break. They got a plethora of classes. Their main focal points that they focus on is budgeting, banking, investing, stock market. They teach, I think it's the NFTs and investing and, all that new financial stuff. So it's definitely something to check out. For more information, just go to blackwallstreetter.com or contact Kevin Chisholm Esquire. Oh, that is the website, excuse me. Contact Kevin Chisholm Esquire at wallstreeter.com. I don't know how I missed that. But that's all the information on that program. Get your children enrolled in that. They teaching the youth how to build wealth. This is a valuable tool, especially in these times that we're living in today. All right, my next article. Headline reads, Black Air Force veteran creates his own luxury handbag. The luxury brand is called Shane and Company. It was founded in 2020. They advertise on Instagram at shanefashion.com. And the creator's name is Cameron Greer. And I actually had to hit up the email address because they don't have it listed on their website. And then so I had to actually send him an email to get, his name because it doesn't have the co-founder's name on the website. And then they answered back when they replied, they said they didn't even know that they had articles about the company. This is just exactly why I'm doing this, to, get the word out about black-owned businesses, or originally owned and operated businesses, original people owned and operated businesses. I'm still trying to get used to it, but it's definitely better than saying black. Okay, let me try it again. Businesses owned and operated by original people. Okay, yeah, that rolls off the tongue better. But anyway, when I emailed him, he said he didn't even know he had articles. So yeah, how are they going to get businesses if they don't even know, you know what I mean? If they're not engaged in the public. But I guess when you run a business, you're just stuck in grind mode and everything comes back. It's all, it's all esoteric. It's all divine timing. So, he's they're working so diligently, they don't even got time to monitor their stats. So that's kind of a good thing. But again, I just want to put out the positive frames of references. This is why I, promote original people owned and operated businesses, to put out the positive frame of reference about entrepreneurialism, that we are a dutiful people, that we can do for ourselves. We enjoy doing for ourselves and our community. We are the antithesis of what is being, shown about us in the media. So it's not like this is not about is about gaining their acceptance or trying to enlighten them. This is, if you're going to tell our story, tell our story right. All right. Next article reads, and I'm going to swap it out again because the article says black. It says black educator. So, original female educator Mary McLeod Bethany honored with the state statue at the U.S. Capitol. And, sometimes, I don't know if I said this before, sometimes the article or the headline is the article, and that was one of them. So she was if you don't know, she was a former slave, and she was just recently honored with a statue to pay tribute to her and all of her accomplishments. Yeah. All righty. Moving right on along. Next article reads, Richard Phillips survived the longest wrongful prison system in American history. That's the headline. He was locked up at the age of 26 and wasn't released into 2018 at the age of 77. So it's 2020. It's 2022. Y'all do the math, how old he is. And yes, he is still alive. He spent most of his time writing poetry and painting with watercolors. So that is impressive. And now on to my final article that I have for today. Before I bring it to a close, with the articles anyway, I just want to say, there's thousands more articles out there than what I'm sharing today. And, on my platform, I call my listeners narrators. And the reason why I call my fan base narrators, because we are all content creators with these handheld devices that we walk around with in our hands and in our pockets all day. So while we cannot change what people outside of our culture perceive us as, what we can do is change how we look at ourselves as. Because we've been programmed and conditioned to see ourselves the way the oppressor sees us. We call each other the N-words. We demonize and demoralize each other. We express, a deep disdain toward one another online. When one of us does something wrong, we drag them all up and down the timeline for weeks at a time, using our platforms to take jabs at each other. And that's what the oppressor wants us to do. So this platform is about, getting back into, our higher selves, our original nature, celebrating our accomplishments, celebrating, the brotherhood and the sisterhood of our culture. So while we don't have to like each other and just, kumbaya all the time, we don't have to hate each other either. So said all that to say, when you, come across the article, share that online. You will be surprised how much you can change the atmosphere when you share positive information, how that reverberates through the internet, the blogospheres, when they see us posting positive content instead of always, ratchetness and gossip. It doesn't necessarily have to be about a celebrity. It can just be somebody in your family did something positive. Hey, little bro graduated. Hey, little sis got this and that. Just post something positive every once in a blue moon. Because we have the power to change the narrative on our timelines. It's true. And matter of fact, I'm going to go one deeper. If you have a social media platform, whatever you post online is a carbon footprint, like an online reflection of you. So whatever you're posting online, that's your innermost thoughts. This is like a reflection of yourself. So if you're always posting those internet clips of people fighting all the time, people disrespecting each other, stealing and all that, that's, an inner reflection of you. This is what you think about yourself. So just be mindful what you're posting online. You can post whatever you like online. You're a full-grown adult. You can post, it's your platform, you can post whatever you like. But just know when you post something, it is a direct reflection of your thoughts. And proof of that is we all done had a Facebook. We got family and friends on our Facebook. You post a meme that you thought was, funny in jest. Somebody hit you up. Hey, brother. Hey, cousin. Hey, sister. If you ever need to talk to me, you just inbox me. Like, nah, man, it was just a meme. It wasn't all like that. But again, whatever you post online is a reflection of you. So you must be selective on the content you post online. Now, there are some exceptions. So say if you are a fight promoter and you upload fight content, you're a fight promoter, it makes sense. If you are, there's some women that are cam stars, that, does the cam modeling for a living. If they post content like that online, that makes sense. They're cam stars. They're promoting themselves, they're promoting their business. But if you just like a regular schmegler and you promoting twerking, you promoting gang culture, you promoting drug culture, that is a representation of you. So just be mindful what you post online. Try to, get in king mode, get in queen mode, God mode, goddess mode. Let your content reflect you, the real you. You know what I mean? And if you do post something like that, put it in context, because you can put captions on whatever you post. But some people don't even read the captions, but you know what I mean? You can control the narrative slightly. Okay, so my final article says former cop Michael Cox, once beaten by colleagues, named Boston Police Commissioner. Michael has been inducted at age 57 by Boston Mayor Michelle Wu. He promises there will be more diversity. So again, while I'm congratulating the brother, I'm pointing out some obvious things. Now law enforcement, we do need law enforcement, but the original roots of law enforcement was derived from slavery. So this brother got beat within an inch of his life by his own brothers of the blue, his own colleagues. Other cops beat him several years ago. It was several years ago, but it still happened. So I congratulate the brother. We definitely need more of us, law enforcement. We actually need to get to a point where we are policing policing our own community. Yeah. So we need to get to the point where we're policing ourselves. Excuse me, a little tongue tied today. But that's definitely a good accomplishment, and I wish him the best, and I hope he makes good on his promises. Some more criticism. I don't think they need more diversity. I mean, that you can't ever have enough diversity in, professions like that. But the problem is not diversity. The problem is, ethnic training. That's what they need more of, because they get these weak, weenie, scary ass police officers scared to come up in the hood, only know of original people by what they see on television and what they hear in the music, and they prejudge and they make assertions. They don't ever try to, get to know the people that live in that neighborhood. So they're just basing off their assumptions based off, what they see on television and what they hear in the music. So that's why they think they have to talk to us like that to get us to cooperate with them. Now, some of them just, don't like original people. There's that also. Know of us and just don't like us. Maybe had a bad experience, went to a school with all original people and got beaten up every day. And over time built a disdain towards original people. That happens a lot. I don't know. But diversity isn't the problem. The problem is, lack of skills training. They need more interpersonal soft skills training. They need more people, skills, to build their people skills and learn how to communicate better. Because swear to God, I'm not even making this up. I just came across something on the internet. A police, this is like, again, using what they see, what they see on television and what they hear in the music to, base their perception on our culture. They thought it was a good idea to, tap in with the original people community by writing the word popo on the Land Cruiser for the law enforcement. Like, we're for the community. So we get comfortable. Like, don't get me wrong, we do say that in our community, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't do that. Come on, bro. So if you want us to get real comfortable with you, stop killing us. Stop beating us. Stop illegal, stop and frisk. If you don't have probable cause, just move around. That's what you want to do if you really want to, improve relations. Do your job. Because, like, you literally get paid not to give a F. You sitting up there trying to, see problems that's not there. Like, we all look suspicious. We all fit the description. You go out of your way to stop somebody in a business sedan wearing a suit and tie literally on their way to work. Well, that's it for the articles today. And I will break down my format to my new listeners. All right, so on a full broadcast day, what I usually do is I open up by offering, the olive branch to businesses owned and operated by original people. And what I want to do in that section is to promote, businesses that's owned and operated by original people. So keep that original dollar circulating in the original community to help, do my part to help build wealth. Because like I just said, when I hit that gentleman up with the handbags, for his name, he didn't even have his name on the site. So, like, that's kind of the first rule of business is to, build a sense of familiarity with your demographic. Who are you trying to sell the product to? So this is just me helping the business owner establish a connection with the consumer via my platform. So basically, I just plug businesses for free, just letting you know they exist. That's what I hope to do, but I hope people hit me up for. And I do it on my platform for free to, again, on my part to help build wealth. So if you are a person, person who owns their own business and would like or need some free promotion for that, please hit me up at Passion Webmail at poeticpassion.host. In the subject bar, type promo. Body of the email, include everything about your business, product, or service. Be specific as possible so I can give you a very accurate promotion so I can, be exact with your information. Well, there was a better word for that, but it just escaped me at the time. Y'all, kind of tired today because I've been trying to pound out this project that I've been working on. My listeners, they already know it was a writing project. I'm trying to get it done, and I was up half the night trying to do it. But anyway, so yeah, if you need or would like some free promotion, please hit me up at passionwebmail@poeticpassion.host. Subject bar, type promo, body of the email. Tell me all about yourself, business, product, or service. You know, the more in-depth you are, the more in-depth my promotion will be. So I give you the physical address if it's a physical, if you got a brick or mortar, business that you're selling the product out of, an address, a physical address. I give that. I give your email address. I give the listener, a background about your education, what you know about the business, product, or service. Why should they buy from you? You know what I mean? Include all that in the email. Next, at that same email address, I invented a contest specifically for my podcast. I call it the Chew on This. And what I'm doing with this contest is rewarding my listeners with the bulk supply of their favorite snack. So that I'm just giving y'all something just for listening to my podcast. The entry is totally free. To enter, all you have to do is hit me up at passionwebmail@poeticpassion.host. In the subject bar, type Chew on This. And slash. Now, this was before I had this epiphany about taking black out of my vocabulary, but the contest been going on all the time, and it's categorically black is in the title. So, yeah, the contest is share your shopping while black experience. This is something that plagues us, something that keeps happening. While we are having more originally people-owned businesses, we still have to deal with that because we're not universal across the board, that we have, our own neighborhoods. So we do have to venture outside of the places where we live to get, goods, products, and services. And unfortunately, we get a bad reception in some neighborhoods. And that's happened to everybody. No matter where you live at in the world, you've had a shopping while black experience. So I reward you with a bulk supply of your favorite snack for participating in the topic. Hit me up at passionwebmail@poeticpassion.host. In the subject bar, type Chew on This /shopping while black. If you don't want to type out shopping while black, just put in all caps SWB. I will know what that means. In the body of the email, share your shopping while black experience, your mailing address so I know where to send your snack, and then what type of snack you want in the body of the email. All right. Next section. This is a section where I'm actually highlighting some originally people-owned businesses owned and operated by original people. And the purpose of that is to, showcase and highlight us at our best, original people excellence, entrepreneurialism, doing for self, all that good stuff. That's what I'm doing in that section. Promoting some businesses that align up with my theme. My current theme is, the season of summer. So all the businesses that I've been promoting in that section, kind of teeter around the centralized theme of summertime. They coincide with, just something you have to have in the summertime necessity. And then outside of that, give back to the community, hire their own, basically take care of the community that they're located in. So like back to school drives, feeding the homeless, charity. They either have their own nonprofit organization or they pay into a nonprofit organization. That's the qualifying factors I'm looking forward to, promoting businesses in that section when I come to that section. Then next, after I'm done highlighting the businesses, I highlight or spotlight. That's the next section is a spotlight. And I'm spotlighting, somebody in our community that I feel goes above and beyond to represent us, use their platforms in a positive way to be an example and, help the cause in any way they can. Whatever resources they have at their disposal to help the cause, whether it's, financial or just, giving feedback or, kind of thirsty, giving feedback or just speaking on the cause, speaking on our issues, being the mouthpiece, saying the things we can't. And the people that I usually spotlight are entertainers, from all genres, actors, actresses, athletes, producers, writers, comedians, just public figures, anybody that's, doing their part, that I feel that's doing their part. And then not for nothing, I say it all the time, I believe I started the way for spotlighting. Because before I started spotlighting on my platform, nobody on the internet was doing spotlighting, giving so-and-so roses, appreciating anybody. Nobody was doing that before I started doing it. And the thing about the internet, you can always check them receipts. So all my episodes, I'm like over 100 episodes in. You can go all the way back to when I first started doing it and see nobody else was doing it before I started. Right at the very, I think it was the 10th or 11th episode of mine when I started doing it. Okay. So after I'm done with the spotlight, my next section is the health and wellness tip of the day. And in the health and wellness tip of the day, what I'm doing is promoting the healthy, active, fit lifestyle. It's usually the health benefits of a plant, a fruit, a veggie, or herb, an elixir, or something to increase your, all-around well-being. Sometimes it's a physical exercise. Sometimes it's a mental exercise. Just, overall body health. That's what I'm promoting, especially for our people going through this time. And my purpose behind that is because, we get treated fairly unwell when we go to the hospital. So especially now in this time, if you go to the hospital for anything, the first thing they're going to say is you got that thing, and then it's going to register in your subconscious and then manifest physically. So I'm giving out tips to bypass that before you even get to that by putting the right things in your body and your mind, thus saving, fortifying your immune system so you'll be less likely or less susceptible to become ill in these times. But make no mistake, no matter how much exercise you do, no matter what diet you subscribe to, you will get sick. But, your recovery all depends on how well you take care of yourself. So like how much you exercise, how much water you drink, how much sleep you get. It's a total package, taking time for your mental clarity. It's a package deal. You got to do all of it. Physical, spiritual, mental. So those are the tips I'm giving in that section. After the health and wellness, I deliver some commentary on whatever's going on in the world from our perspective, and unpack it, from our perspective through our eyes, how it pertains to us. Because when the media gets a hold of it, they spin the narrative. Keyword narrative. That's why I call it the Narrative Podcast. They spin and flip the narrative to line up with their agenda, which is the ultimate destruction of our people. So they weaponize the media against us. They weaponize information against us. They have changed and altered history all throughout the ages where our people is concerned. So when a story breaks or something is going specifically on in our community, I will deliver commentary and unpack it from that perspective. If I have it. Sometimes I just don't have a subject to talk about. I just rap about whatever's on my mind. And lastly, I close out with my final thoughts, and that's like a gem, a pearl of wisdom, just something thought-provoking, something to inspire you to think critically, to not just believe everything you see, to, challenge any and all information, or just, like I said, just a gem for your mind, just something to think about. Sometimes it don't be super deep. Sometimes it's not even social conscious. Sometimes it's just, just something to think about. And then I close out and I plug whatever it is I got going on with myself, which usually is just this podcast and my poetry blog and any other project I got going on that I would like support. So that's the Narrative Podcast in a nutshell. That's the total experience on a full broadcast day. This is a live edition, so yeah, I didn't do any of that today. But I do have some commentary, just something to think about, actually. I'm not going to do a super deep dive, but it's just something I kind of always say, and I'm going to reinforce my point, is to, don't get laxed and acting like this thing is over. Because they lifted mass restrictions. Don't stop taking precautions. Don't stop washing your hands, sanitizing your place, sanitizing whatever you bought from outside, inside, sanitizing and wiping all that down. Don't stop doing that, because everything to open back up, because I'm about to drop a bomb on you. So peep game, something I've been seeing in all my timelines on all my platforms is these secret government warehouses. They got they're packed to the in each state. They're popping up in all the states in the United States. So it's just a whole bunch of food, a whole bunch of supplies. They're preparing us for something. I don't know what specifically yet, but it is. You can do your own due diligence. You can type it right up in the Google browser. It'll pop right up. Government warehouses. It'll tell you each state they're in. And basically they're stockpiling supplies. Toilet paper, water, food. Stuff I've been saying since I started my podcast about what we should be doing. We should be stockpiling up on, non-perishable food items, water, toilet paper, and make sure you're at plentiful with them at all times, because this thing is not over. And there's something else right around the corner that they're not telling us right now. And for our people, it's very easy. We get distracted very easily because something that happened in our community. And the first thing on this internet is to go to the YouTube channel. You will see like 90 people on YouTube talking about the same one thing for like about 2 to 3 weeks, talking about it from like all different perspective angles for like about 2, 3 weeks, no matter what it is. But meantime, stuff like this is happening. Real stuff that's going to impact us. Like I've been saying it since day one, we cannot rely on the, grocery, the supermarket. We need to be learning agriculture. If you are a property owner, you need to be planting food outside. If you're in an apartment, you need to be like buying indoor plants, growing stuff inside. You can grow like herbs indoors. You can grow fungi indoors. You can grow, easy to eat plants like, I think cucumbers are growing indoors, bell peppers are growing indoors. But you need to be like growing like food right now, controlling you definitely need to be working on some passive streams of income. You need a higher ground plan when it starts going left, because something's about to go down. So you need to be looking in passports. You definitely need to be stockpiling that water, stockpiling the toilet paper, toiletries, non-perishable foods. I already said that. And just, don't get lax. Don't just, because like all the nightclubs and stuff are open, just acting like, they can't just push the button and have us locked down again like they did last year. Like it can't happen again. Because that's what we thought before it happened, when it happened. We was just going about our daily routine, worrying about whatever we was worrying about at the time. And then that happened. So, like, don't just be out here just acting like nothing can't bad happen again. Taking this little time for granted because stuff is open back up. You having hot boy summer, hot girl summer. You need to be teaching your children self-defense as well. You need to be teaching your own self how to defend yourself with and without a firearm, conditioning your body, going to that gym, using that gym membership. Don't stop just because it's summer, because you got your little body straight. Just stop working out. No, you need to get yourself in really good cardiovascular shape in case you have to walk or run a really long distance. And most likely we will when it goes down. Something's going down. They don't have all those warehouses for nothing. But I'm going to put a pin in it there. I just wanted to, just my final thought on that was just stay in this state of preparedness. Like definitely enjoy your summer. Definitely enjoy the time you have now. Spend time with your loved ones, your significant others. Enjoy life. Have a good time. But then also stay in a state of preparedness. Because this is not over by a long shot. All right. So I'm going to bring it to a close. Please join me next weekend for a full broadcast of the Narrative Podcast. Tune in frequently to wherever you get your podcast from, regularly, because I don't never know what day I'm going to go live. so you don't miss a live edition when I'm live. Be on the lookout. Eventually, I'm going to get me a hotline. I'm already manifesting everything like I said I was going to do. I've pretty much manifested 90% of all my podcast goals. So I'm going to make that leap from audio to video pretty soon. So yeah, just keep on supporting me. And the way you support me is download this episode of the Narrative Podcast. So when I share it back on all platforms, you click the link. There's a downward arrow. This says download. It just got an arrow pointing down. You click that. And then also on it, there's a little heart. You click that and the share button. So we know what all these little devices are. Like, download. The main thing I want you to do is to download the episodes. That's, that affects the money the biggest. So download the episodes. Also, support my poetry blog. I've taken a little hiatus from it because I've been working on my other projects, but there should be a brand new poem up today. It's called Halsey's Poetry Corner, and the address is www.mrhalseysblogs.com, and the way you support that is sharing my poems on all your platforms. Whatever platform you got, share it. Facebook, Instagram, whatever. When you see a link from Halsey's Poetry Corner, share it, please. Appreciate it. I'll be funneling all my proceeds into, continuing to build this platform up. And basically, if I win, we win. I'm coming with products. I'm coming with opportunity. I'm coming. So I'm a force for the people. I'm for the people. And you're going to see, like you've seen me when I first started, I did not have, a intro. Now I got an intro. Did not have, sound effects. I got sound effects now. Didn't have a professional bumper. I got a professional bumper right now. I said I was going to do a book. I got a book in the works. It's coming. So I'm converting my physical copy into the ebook. I'm coming with the merch. I already have my online store. I'm coming with the marketing pretty soon. I only got 3 products right now on my online store, but yeah, Ben had that. So I'm coming with the marketing, like I'm manifesting everything. I'm for the people, so get behind me. The Narrative Podcast taking off. Changing the narrative one episode at a time by destroying negative stereotypes about original people and original culture. I'm encouraging you to change the narrative one episode at a time at one post at a time. Whatever you're posting online, make sure it's positive. Thanks for listening to the Narrative Podcast. See you next week with a full edition. So I already told you how to support the podcast. Narrative Podcast, Halsey Allen signing off. Thank you.
Set your place on fire. Put a little bit of sugar, put a little bit of sugar, yeah, add a little bit of gasoline. Put a little bit of sugar. You are now listening to the Narrative Podcast with Halsey Allen. The Narrative Podcast is changing the narrative one episode at a time.